The lineups for Game 4 in a series where 2 of the 3 games at least could have been won by the Lakers, but they faltered late, and now they find themselves down almost hopelessly 0-3. Duncan with 37 points and 14 rebounds in Game 3. He has been the outstanding player, averaging some 27 points a game to 19 points a game for Shaquille O'Neal, who is dubbed by many the most dominant player in the game, but has not been in this series.
Well, he's been the most dominant maybe through 3 quarters. It's the 4th quarter that's really hurt, and the Lakers have searched for things to do in the 4th quarter that's cost them the games.
The tip to the Spurs. If you want to look for a telling stat, Shaquille O'Neal has 2 assists in the entire series. Duncan with the hook, and that's the way Game 4 starts.
Interestingly enough, Shaquille O'Neal said, I want to guard Tim Duncan, so he's guarding Duncan today. We'll see what that matchup brings.
Here's Glenn Rice with Mario Elie on him. The jumper ties the game. Shaq is a pretty good passer out of the double team to follow up on that meager total of 2 assists. But San Antonio has done such a good job in their half-court defense that they haven't been able to get much off of that. Avery Johnson switches to the right hand to hit the driving layup. Fisher comes back and tries to answer with a more difficult shot, and Robinson takes the rebound. Avery Johnson again, left hand. Elie trying to follow. Gets it back outside to Sean Elliott. Duncan off the glass.
Now the Spurs want to run. They want to get early offense. They don't want to just set the ball up in the half court all the time. And Tim Duncan runs every possession.
Kobe's first touch. And the bounce to Shaq, who wheels on Robinson. Then finds Reed. Fisher was fouled. The officials are Dick Bavetta, Jack Nees, and Terry Durham. Foul was on Robinson, his first.
Now remember, he got in early foul trouble yesterday, only played 7 minutes in the first half. The difference was Tim Duncan 24 points in the first half to really keep his team alive yesterday.
And in fact, the Admiral played only 24 minutes in the game. Since they won, that might be a blessing. Back-to-back games, he isn't as worn out as he ordinarily would be.
Bob, you know, we talked in the open about the big 3 of the Lakers, and that would obviously be Shaquille, Kobe, and Glenn Rice. Look what they're doing. They're getting 63 points. That's their average. Look at the rest of the team, under 20 points. So the Spurs' whole philosophy is we can live with 60-plus points from these guys as long as we take the other people out of the game, and that's what they have done.
Fisher's 2 free throws make it 6-4 San Antonio. Avery Johnson to Duncan up high. Sean Elliott around a Duncan screen, returns it to him for the jumper. He has 3 field goals right out of the box.
You know, what will happen with Shaquille O'Neal playing Duncan, they won't necessarily post him as much as maybe get him involved in screen and roll, flash, and make him play him out on the floor rather than posting.
Rice looked for the catch and shoot, but Ellie was right up on him, and now Mario is hit with the foul.
See, the great luxury that San Antonio has is both of their big men can shoot. So one of them can step out on the floor while the other one posts. That's a very unique tandem.
Kobe, his first shot, goes down. The southpaw point guards square off. Fisher guarding Johnson, who drives on him and is fouled.
Kobe Bryant does a nice job coming off screens, and he curls in that little pocket, and you can see Tim Duncan, it's hard for him to make the commitment because he's worried about Shaquille. And that's a great shot there by Kobe, that little medium-range jump shot. Once he elevates, you really can't stop him, and you can see his numbers in this series, playing magnificent basketball. The problem is, Bob, he's made a lot of mistakes at the ends of games 2 and 3 that people have really pointed out.
A flaw in Avery Johnson's game is that he is not a good free throw shooter. Less than 60% for the year, but he hits 2 here.
How about yesterday, though? He had 1 basket the entire game. They ran off of him in the 4th quarter. He had 3 big jump shots. That's the difference in this team right now. He can make that shot.
Fisher lost it to Johnson. Now it's poked out of bounds and touched last by San Antonio.
See, Avery Johnson's not going to overwhelm you with statistics, but he gets timely baskets. 8 points in game 3, 7 assists, but 6 of those in the 4th quarter when they pulled the game out.
Shaq, Duncan guarding him, missed it. Avery Johnson underneath for Robinson. Nice catch. Now he tries to go up in a crowd, and he was fouled. It's J.R. Reed's first. Spurs ball out of bounds, not an active shooting foul. If this is the last game for Kurt Rambis, you can certainly say that he came in under difficult, if not impossible, circumstances. Mario Elie collides with the defender. Fisher goes down. Offensive foul on Elie, who now has 2. Rambis comes in, never had any head coaching experience in the middle of a season where Rodman was in and then Rodman was out, where an established coach in Del Harris was fired, where the general manager or team president Jerry West removed himself from the equation for a while, where they swing a controversial deal, send Campbell and Jones to Charlotte. They get Reed and they get Glenn Rice. The team flounders. They come on. They show signs of what they can be with all their talent. And then in clutch moments against San Antonio, lapse back into the old habits. A wild ride for Rambis. O'Neal doesn't get the bounce, and Elliott takes it. Fisher got a hand on it. Johnson recovers it. Johnson guns a 3.
I didn't know he had that kind of range. Avery Johnson, normally a 15-foot jump shooter, stepping out behind that 3-point line.
He hardly ever takes a 3, but there they just invited him to, and he stuck it. San Antonio jumps up by 7.
How about on the season? He's 1 for 12, so he's already matched in this one shot here what he did the entire season from the 3-point line. Avery Johnson burying the shot to give his team the 7-point lead.
They double dared him, and he hit the triple.
Predictable player. This time he steps in the lane, the little jump hook. This off the offensive rebound. He's now on the left block and scores. This one off the screen roll. He fades out and shoots the jump shot. So he's going to move around. He's going to run him in transition. He's going to play in different areas. And you can see Bob right there. He's got 3 baskets in 3 different spots. He's not a guy that's just going to run down that block and try to post you up.
Avery Johnson with 7 points and an assist already, and David Robinson showing rare agility for a big man with the swipe and the drive for the layup.
See, this is the thing that makes you crazy about the Lakers. You take a timeout to try to talk about things as Avery Johnson picks up the foul, and you turn the ball over. They run down and lay the ball in the basket. These are crushing kind of plays, and Kobe has made some mistakes like this, throwing that ball in. He has not shown good judgment, and David Robinson gets the layup.
Then Derek Fisher is hit with the charge, his 2nd foul. The Spurs take the ball back, and Dick Bavetta immediately blows his whistle. San Antonio leads it 15-6.
See, Bob, when you're down 3-0, you want to keep this crowd on your side. And the Lakers right now are making some mistakes. They're down 9 right now, and San Antonio's doing methodically what they want to do. Just quietly, they're carving them up right now.
They were just resetting the shot clock on that last whistle. Look at that move by Duncan.
You know, he's got such great footwork. He's not going to try to overpower Shaq. He's going to try to beat him with his footwork and his skill.
Reed looking for Shaq, can't find him. Now Rice pops free, but there's an offensive foul called on the Lakers.
All right, now how about this, Bob? You come out of a timeout, 3 straight mistakes, 3 straight turnovers, basically. Look at the position Duncan gets, and Shaq has got to do a better job of taking that space away. Regardless of how big and strong Shaq is, can't give him that kind of position.
Foul number 2 on J.R. Reed. Jaren Jackson, his first shot. Misfires on the 3. Jackson has come on for Mario Elie, who was hit with 2 quick fouls. Robinson breaks that up. and sends it soaring several rows into the seats.
Now, when you play against the Lakers, you know that Shaq wants to sprint on transition right underneath the basket and try to post. If you've seen it, Duncan right beside him, and Robinson stopped right in the middle of the lane to take that pass away. There was no passing lane there.
Rice to throw it in. Kobe guarded by Elliott. Jumper over it. There's Bryant's second field goal. He has 4 points. Avery Johnson off to a fast start. Guarded by Fisher. Accelerates by him. Here's the jumper. He feels confident now.
Well, with Shaq guarding Duncan, you see what they're doing, going high screen roll in a lot of instances. They're forcing Shaq to be involved in that play. Avery Johnson getting to the lane, making the shot.
Already some booing starting at the Forum. Rice switches to the left hand and hits the drive. Here's Jaren Jackson, 22 off the bench yesterday, 13 of them in the fourth quarter. Robinson. And now Jackson, a three-point threat. The Admiral has it back. His fadeaway. Short. Back tap by Duncan to Robinson, who misses again. Fisher gets into the paint. Reed is wide open. There's a whistle as the shot goes down. The basket counts. And there's a Laker foul apparently.
Off the ball, Shaq is going to pick up the foul. You see him with Duncan. He gets his left arm up, so the foul on Shaquille O'Neal, a basket, will count. You know, yesterday we talked to Ed Rush, who's now the supervisor of officials. And Bobby said, you know what we're trying to really focus on is contact off the basketball. We're trying to clean that up, and you've seen that in the playoffs this year.
Avery Johnson shooting on the run, and although the shot didn't drop, he was fouled. The foul a moment ago on Shaq was his first. This one's on Tyronn Lue, who has been an invisible man in this series. Rookie out of Nebraska. He played a few minutes in the first round against the Rockets. This is his first appearance against the Spurs.
Well, normally we see Derek Harper there, but I think they're going with speed here. Maybe he can push the ball up the floor and get something to happen. You see Harper there sitting beside Derek Fisher, but normally this is his rotation when he goes in. But Derek has not played well in this series, so Kurt is going with Lue.
You wonder if at age 37, Derek Harper might be in his final season. He has been a very good player for a very long time. Avery Johnson broke it up, but couldn't keep it.
Well, Derek Harper's been the ultimate professional. I think right now he's a little down. We saw him yesterday, and he struggled, and you could just see when he played yesterday, he was really down about that game.
Kobe with the shake move, but the jumper isn't there. Elliott claims the rebound. Duncan spinning baseline, and reaching in to foul him is Robert Horry. A chance for us to remind you, you can log on to MSNBCSports.com for a comprehensive playoff section called NBA Showtime Online. Bill Walton will be there along with Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah correctly picked 7 of the first 8 series round winners. MSNBCSports.com, the official website of NBC Sports. 7 of the 8 first round winners. Something like that. You know what I meant.
Bob, how about Tim Duncan? I mean, this guy does things, and he makes them look so easy the way he plays the game. He doesn't rush. He doesn't get in a hurry. Takes his time, feels who's playing him. It's a bigger, stronger guy. He uses quickness. If it's a smaller guy, he uses power. He's a very, very intelligent player to go with his skill.
He does not play a highlight reel game for the most part, as Rice misses the jumper. Duncan gets a little piece of it and taps it over to Avery Johnson. But what Duncan does play is a remarkably effective game. Fans thought that Elliott traveled by lifting his foot up. Jack Neese, right on the play, didn't agree. Avery Johnson, he traveled.
Avery got a little excited that time. He had the open lane to the basket out of the double team and just took the little extra step.
Kobe Bryant got back, but Duncan got back with him. Made him go to the jump shot that was missed. Lots of whistles early, and here's another one. David Robinson picks up his second.
You know, David has really given a lot of himself in this series, Bob. I mean, Duncan has been the guy who scored the points, but David, for the most part, is the guy who has to arm wrestle with Shaq, and he's been getting himself in foul trouble. So his numbers aren't great, but what he's done is help wear Shaq down. So come fourth quarter time, the Spurs have closed games out.
Lou's pass is off Shaq's hands and out of bounds. The 2 fouls on Robinson have brought Will Perdue off the bench. Meanwhile, we played more than 7 minutes, and Shaq is scoreless. Duncan double teamed by Rice and Oren. Sean Elliott with 6 on the shot clock. Jack Neese says stop right there. It's on Rice, his first.
One of the things that has hurt the Lakers in this series, obviously, is the free throw line. As much as they have shot the ball poorly, the Spurs have shot the ball very well. Duncan and Robinson combined almost 82% in this series, Bob, which is such a vital thing for your big people. Now they're shooting free throws the rest of the way. 4:35 in this quarter. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
One more coming for Elliott. We looked at Rambis a moment ago. I don't know anybody who isn't rooting for Kurt Rambis. Even cynical members of the press express their affection for him. He's handled everything with grace. He's not lost his temper. He's tried to keep an even keel, but he came into a difficult situation. It would have been difficult for anybody, and he had no head coaching experience.
I can't imagine being put in the position he's been in, especially in the playoffs, learning on the run like this. I mean, this is the first time his experience, as you've talked about, and he has handled it with a lot of grace. But he's under the gun right now because this is a very much of a glamour team. You look at the stars they have. People expect so much of them, and when they falter, the finger's pointed at Kurt Rambis.
Foul on Purdue is first. Here's Shaq working on Will, and there's another foul. And we'll wait to see who raises his hand. And it is Perdue, quickly his second. When you look at Perdue, it gives you an idea of what Greg Popovich has coming off his bench. It seems to be a different guy each time. He'll call on Malik Rose right now. Had a big game 2 with 13 points and 5 rebounds. But even yesterday, Will Perdue, you look at the box score, and at first you say, well, he played 10 minutes. He had 2 points. But he hit the only shot he took. And in those 10 minutes, he got 5 rebounds. Everybody gives them something.
Bob, that's what you have to do to win championships. And the interesting thing with all the big guys that they have is now Malik Rose comes in. Malik Rose will play Shaq. So Duncan doesn't have to expend that kind of energy. It's been Robinson, it's been Perdue, it's been Malik Rose, it's been double teams.
Shaq's first 2 points, and they come from the free throw line. Kobe Bryant hounding Elliott along the sideline is nailed with his first foul. A foul-plagued first quarter. 4:17 remaining in it. Spurs up 23-14.
Bob, anytime I was coaching and I saw that light go up that says we're in the penalty, I always encouraged the team, put the ball on the floor and try to get to the basket. Put the onus on the officials to blow the whistle. Let's get to the free throw line. And you see Sean Elliott now has done that twice and has been rewarded by getting there now for the 4th time.
Elliott, a 10-year veteran out of Arizona. Makes 1 of 2. Tyronn Lue brings it to the front court. Before Shaq can receive the pass, Jack Neese spots a foul.
You could see a little bit of the frustration there of Shaquille also, too. After the whistle was blown, when he turned, he sort of threw his elbow back and gave Malik Rose a little crack in the side there. You have to get frustrated if you're Shaquille O'Neal. You've got guys hanging on you, banging you, bumping you. And it does get frustrating, especially when you don't convert your free throws. But watch the finish of this now when he turns. Just gives him a little shot there in the side, you know, letting him know, I don't like all these fouls because now I go to the line and I'm not able to knock them in. And you can see in this series, I mean, Shaquille points-wise, but his free throw shooting has been awful. 2 of 10 in game 2 in a close loss. Yesterday, 6 of 14 in a close loss.
Second in the league in scoring, and barely so to Allen Iverson for the regular season. Scored almost 30 a game in the 4-game win over Houston in round 1, but well beneath that against San Antonio. Here's Duncan pushing it up the floor to Malik Rose, and Rose will come to the free throw line. It's the second on Tyronn Lue. Magic Johnson, a Laker vice president these days. Isaiah Thomas suggests on the pregame show today that he might be the right fit as the next Laker head coach.
I don't know about that. Magic had his taste earlier and didn't like it earlier. He didn't have a whole lot of success as a coach. You know, got thrown in the mix late, obviously. He's also a great entrepreneur right now. As you look at Jerry West, Magic's got a lot of wonderful things going on in his life, and I don't know if he wants to be burdened with trying to coach this basketball team, but if there's one thing you can put beside Magic Johnson, it's the thing, winner. He's a winner.
Robert Horry takes it right to the hoop. His first basket. Jaren Jackson will bring it across this time, allowing Avery Johnson to conserve some energy. But this little guy Johnson has energy to burn. Tyronn Lue steps into the passing lane and picks off Avery Johnson's pass. Now he pops a jumper. Lue does it all on that sequence. In lieu of Fisher or Harper, Tyronn has done the job.
Robert Horry with the layup, and then Tyronn Lue with a nice play in the passing lane. He gets the steal, the high screen roll, the energy, knocks in the jump shot. The crowd loves it. And the Lakers are trying to claw themselves back in. They trail now by 7. Magic Johnson loves it. And you're watching the NBA on NBC. Avery Johnson already 10 points here to start this game. He does have 2 turnovers, but this guy is Mr. Energy for San Antonio. The drive with the right hand off the glass, the spot up 3-point jump shot, only 1 of 12 all season long, the little medium range jump shot. And you know, Ahmad was talking a while ago with us, Bob, and he said this is the guy right here who's keeping this team focused right here. When you talk to all the Spurs before the game, the guy they said that is keeping us focused on finishing this series right now is Avery Johnson.
Let's check with Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. You know, Avery Johnson also has another big admirer in guard Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher says that Avery goes, so goes the team. Said he's a born leader, and if he had to pick a guy in the league for his son to be like, it would be Avery Johnson. Bob?
Kobe Bryant misses the 3. Thanks to Ahmad for those observations. Avery Johnson really feeling his oats. He went to the right-handed hook on the last possession. Inside 3 minutes to play in a long first quarter. There have been 17 fouls called already, and now Dick Bavetta makes it 18. Tonight, Doug, it's the Jesse Ventura story. He went from Navy SEAL to pro wrestler to governor of Minnesota. I don't know if his career graph is going up or down. That's the Jesse Ventura story tonight at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on NBC. Duncan. Kobe to the bench and Rick Fox in.
Can't do much better than Duncan, can you? 4 for 4, 3 for 3, 11 points.
Perfection so far.
Absolutely. So you're a big guy to make free throws. So critical because it's going to take such a pounding in that low post.
Here's Tyronn Lue on the drive. Little guy into a crowd. Malik Rose touched it last. Laker ball. Avery Johnson gets a rest. Antonio Daniels is in the backcourt for the Spurs. Inside, unstoppable once he gets it there.
Shaq is much better against the Spurs. When they swing the ball, he can catch the ball on the move rather than just stand on that block where they can load up on him. That was excellent ball movement. One side to the other, quick post.
Jackson looking for Duncan, but Shaq is there to intercept it. Here's Horry on the wing. Robert Horry. Could have been a 3-point play. As it is, he'll shoot 2 free throws.
Shaq cannot be predictable against this team. They know what they want to do too well against him. He gets it there, and Malik Rose just overmatched. And on the other end, he's on the weak side defense. You see the fronting in the post. He comes over and reads the defense nicely and gets the steal. Nice 2 possessions there by Shaquille O'Neal. You see the look in his eyes. We got to get to a game 5, whatever I have to do.
The foul was Duncan's first. Shaquille O'Neal, by the way, is playing in his 66th career playoff game. His teams are 32 and 33 in the postseason to this point. Horry's free throws make it a 5-point game. Sean Elliott with Fox on him. Now the double comes. He gives it up to Jackson. 6 seconds to shoot. Elliott baseline over Shaq, but the bank is closed. But then Elliott chases his own miss down. Fox bumps him. Laker foul.
See, I like Sean Elliott being very aggressive here, trying to drive that ball to the basket. He gives them a different dimension. He's really the only guy on their team that can take that ball from the perimeter and create his own shot.
Sean Elliott averaged 11 points a game during the season. In the playoffs, they've moved up.
And interestingly enough, he's had to guard Kobe Bryant so much in this series. When I talked to Greg Popovich yesterday, he said, you know, I've got to be able to do a better job of resting Sean Elliott. I played him too long on Kobe, and he was worn out to finish the game. Yesterday, only 13 minutes in the first half, he finished strong.
Horry for 3, it's no good. And a loose ball foul on San Antonio, and Malik Rose complained a bit too much for Dick Bavetta's taste. And Dick looked back at him and said, you are right on the verge of a tee.
You can see Malik Rose. He said, I've got one thing I have to do. I've got to try to keep Shaquille O'Neal off the boards. Well, good luck as he just walks him underneath the basket. The reason there was a foul there, because he had his arm wrapped up around Shaquille's waist. You know, Bob, it's hard for me to relate to what a guy like Shaquille O'Neal must be feeling. Works so hard, gets such great position, gets fouled, goes to the line, and is so struggling from the free throw line, even though he's made 3 of 5 today. You take that kind of pounding, and then you don't get the reward.
You get the 2 points there. He misses the 2 free throws, and then he makes sure on the dunk. The seldom used Gerard King, number 54. A rookie out of Nicholls State is on the floor for San Antonio. Illegal defense is called against the Lakers.
Shaquille O'Neal, as he missed his second free throw, he's the one that can see best where it's going to go, and then he rebounds it in the strong finish. Gerard King just is coming to the game. He got a good vision there of Shaq with that power dunk.
I saw Gerard King on the elevator at the hotel last night after game 3. He introduced himself. I said, sure, I know you, Gerard. He said, no, you wouldn't know me. I never play. Well, that's changed today. Change of possession as the Lakers come up with a steal. It's Lou to the hoop.
Tempo for the Lakers to win the game. They've got to get the game up into 100 if they can. You can see it. They're on the point, their pace right now, 27 points. This should be a 100-point game if they can keep this tempo up in their favor.
Jaren Jackson with a 3 to quiet the crowd. Lou comes steaming back, and with the left hand, he hits again. When he sits down, the crowd's not going to like it. Of course, it's obligatory for the sports announcer to point out, those aren't boos, they're saying Lou. Sean Elliott fouled on a 3, it appears, and so he'll shoot 3 free throws.
Tyronn Lue's giving them great energy off the bench. Sean Elliott with the turnover. Robert Horry smartly gives the ball to his point guard. If you don't stop the ball, you're taught take the ball to the basket. No one stops the ball. And then again, it's like they don't respect the fact that this guy can finish, and this time with the left hand over Sean Elliott. So he's giving him nice energy and production as he's come off the bench for the first time in this series.
The foul was Horry's third. 3 free throws for Elliott.
Robert Horry yesterday, I thought, lost his cool in a critical stretch. They had gotten a 4-point lead, a little over 6 minutes to go in the game. He got frustrated. He punched David Robinson in the chest. Flagrant 1, 2 shots to ball. Robinson gets a dunk, 4-point play. They get outscored 26-10 from that point in the game. That was a real critical time. And although he did come back and hit a 3 that gave him a 1-point lead, you just can't do those things, Bob, in big playoff games. You got to hold back and say, I just can't make that kind of mistake.
2 of 3 for Elliott. 5 seconds for the Lakers to get off a shot. Here's Lue accelerating. Tyronn Lue misses, and that's how the period ends. The Spurs led by as many as 11. They're up by 6 as a long first quarter that saw 22 fouls finally comes to a close. It's a triple header day, so I'm guessing you already know this if you started with Indiana, Philadelphia, and followed with Atlanta and the Knicks, but you're watching the NBA on NBC.
Okay, people. My main man, Irvin Johnson. Now, you didn't see the pregame show this morning, so let me set this up for you. Isaiah says that this is the team that you ought to coach. The team that you had before, they couldn't do nothing. But with these guys, they'd have a chance to win. Hannah says, is he interested in coaching? Peter don't say nothing. He's just smirking. So then Isaiah says it again, and Hannah says, is he interested in coaching? So I figured I'd come over here, scoop Newsworthy, and get the scoop. Are you interested in coaching?
Well, I've never been really interested in coaching. But if I was coaching and I had this team, I'd still be coaching.
So is it possible that you might be able to come back and maybe coach this team?
I don't know about all that right now. You know, I'm just... Right now, we're trying to get through this series. I don't want to start nothing, you know. Dr. Buzz has to make a decision first on Kurt as well as Jerry West. And I'm just a part of the management situation.
Would you be interested if the opportunity came about? You can't get off that.
I see that. I see that. You know, I'm involved in basketball, and if you ever talk to me, I would listen. But right now, again, you know, we're in the middle of a series here, and we're trying to at least get this win right now and take it back to San Antonio.
You'd be interested in listening if they talk to you. I just want to get this straight before I throw it back to Bob.
Yeah, it's like MJ, our friend, right? He was interested in listening to the Hornets, so you always would be interested.
Okay.
But we have a coach right now, and we got trying to win a series. So
okay, so if you didn't have a coach, would you be? No, I'm kidding. Let's go back to Bob.
Well, far from a denial, that's for sure. Meanwhile, Ahmad riffing on that report. Going to the A material. And Mario Elie is going to the line. The foul was on Horry, and he's already got 4. He's headed for a short afternoon.
So they really could ill afford to lose Robert Horry because now they have to come in with Travis Knight, who really has not played much. He's very much of a fan favorite here, but you know, we talked about all along that when they have made that trade, they weakened that power forward position. Instead of Eddie Jones right now on the perimeter and Eldon Campbell, you're looking at the power forward position, Travis Knight, Robert Horry, J.R. Reed, and that has been the difference in this series.
Elie trying to make it an 8-point lead and does. Lue coming out of the backcourt.
We have not seen this lineup. Lue, Knight, Reed, Fox, and Bryant.
No, we haven't. Here's Lue with the jumper.
Lue said, all you need to do is know that I'm out here right now and I'm getting it done. So forget about these other guys right now.
He didn't come out onto the floor for the first time in this series to go unnoticed. 8 points already. The Admiral. Blocked away by Travis Knight, who picks up a foul.
Travis Knight is one of those guys that if he's around the ball, he is going to get a foul. I mean, he's going to get 2 or 3 fouls here probably in the next 4 or 5 minutes. That's just the way it is.
To the line, David Robinson, who averaged a shade under 16 points a game this year. Last year, before they changed their approach entirely, he scored 22 a game. And he has averaged as high as 29.8 in the mid-90s.
Well, you look at David Robinson, what he's done in his first 9 seasons. This season, obviously, his numbers are down, his minutes are down, or whatever. But he's playing, I think, on the first team that legitimately has a chance to win the championship, and that's really what he wants more than anything else.
And his injury in 1997, in a strange way, set it up. He missed virtually the entire year. His team plummeted, became a lottery team. That led to the selection of Tim Duncan. Robinson came back healthy. They've got an incredible 1-2 punch, and they're playing better than any team in the league right now.
Sometimes you got to have a little luck, and that's what San Antonio's had when they got Tim Duncan.
Laker ball out after the Antonio Daniels foul, and it's Lou again. This time he misses it. But the Lakers will keep it. Shaq returns. J.R. Reed sits. 10-10 to play in the half. Spurs by 7.
You know what you're seeing right now from the Lakers, they got a lot of energy on the floor. Some guys who can make things happen.
Like Kobe.
Did you see the subtle little show of the ball there, the fake to freeze the big man so he couldn't jump and it took it off the glass? That was a magnificent play.
How do you think he'd be at card tricks? Or the old shell game? The hands just move too fast for the eye to follow. Mario Elie. Somebody got him, and a Laker foul.
Well, here's Kobe dealing off the bottom of the deck, Bob, with his little card trick here. Watch this. He drives the ball to the basket. And watch the little fake right here. Freezes the big guy and takes it to the glass and scores. See, David Robinson wants to jump, but he thinks he's going to pass the basketball. So he freezes him. David doesn't know where it's going, and Kobe knocks it off the glass.
The NBA playoff.
Well, the Lakers have been pleading for someone to help them off the bench. Today it's been Tyronn Lue. You can see 8 points in 8 minutes. And he's done it with energy, driving it to the basket. The little pull-up jump shot. No one stops the ball, the right-hand layup. No one stops the ball, the left-hand layup. And once again, the high screen roll, the pull-up jump shot. And interestingly enough, in 8 minutes, he has more points than 3 of the top players off the Lakers bench do in 3 and almost a half games. That's how badly they have needed him today.
After Rick Fox's second foul, Mario Elie is at the line. Check his itinerary through his career. 7th-round pick of the Bucks in '85. Played in Portugal, in Argentina, in Ireland, the USBL, the CBA, the WBL. Was with the Lakers for a while, then the Sixers, Golden State, Portland, Houston. Of course, part of a championship team in Houston. And now with the Spurs, an important ingredient with them. Here's Shaq in the paint, turning in a crowd. Somebody got a piece of it. It bounces to Fox. Shot clock down to 6. 3 seconds to shoot. Fox has to force it. Beat the shot clock, and Shaq battling with Duncan for the rebound. The foul goes on Duncan.
That's an interesting call. It looked like Tim Duncan was actually in front of Shaquille O'Neal on that possession. It looked like Shaq came over the top of him, but must have grabbed him on the arm, but it looked like Shaq was behind him. I thought that was going to be on Shaquille.
Kobe finds Knight, but Travis Knight can't finish it, and an offensive foul. That'll be 2 on Knight. Antonio Daniels takes it across. Earlier today on NBC, the Sixers rallied to make it close, but Indiana finished them in 4. And the Knicks are on the verge of doing the same to the Hawks. Another whistle, this one from Terry Durham. I can't remember a game that has had more fouls in it than this one.
I hate to tell you, that's his 3rd foul. So how many minutes did it take Travis Knight to get 3 fouls? That's just sort of been the story with him this season. You know, he had a real nice stint with the Lakers as a rookie, and then he was traded, and they brought him back here because he was such a popular player and played so well. This year has not played that much.
Antonio Daniels goes flying but misses. Lou for Kobe. Walks a tightrope to try to stay in. Now kicks it away.
See, that's where Kobe gets excited. He made a great play to get it, and instead of just pulling it back, then he wanted to do something sensational with it and almost turned it over.
After it went off his heel, it apparently nicked a spur, and so it's kept by the Lakers. Kobe overshot it. Ellie takes the flat-footed rebound. David Robinson running the floor, and Bryant fouled him. Coming up on NBC.
Sunday on Dateline. Would you do this, or even this, just because someone dared you? The unbelievable stunts on a new Dateline Sunday.
Feats of daring do tonight on Dateline. Avery Johnson coming back in. Got a long rest. Antonio Daniels sits down. Robinson with 5 points. San Antonio up 8. Travis Knight will let it go. And the crowd responds to the rare basket from Knight.
Now he can shoot that little open jump shot. And see, that's the one thing I think that J.R. Reed and Robert Horry have to look more for. They have stayed away from that shot. I think it's hurt their team.
Jaren Jackson. The three goes in and out. Knight has the rebound, and here comes Lou. On the wing to Kobe. He'll dish it underneath for Shaq, who recovers and is fouled.
Well, normally Shaquille O'Neal, when he catches the ball low on the block, he's got one big guy to contend with. In this series, he's got two. He's either got Duncan on him and Robinson coming over, or vice versa. And you're going to see right here the pass, he fumbles it. As he starts to go up, he's looking a 14-foot of spur right here, and he gets the foul.
So now you got David Robinson with 3, and Tim Duncan has a couple. Shaq is 4 of 7 in this game. As you see, his playoff accuracy has been beneath his 54% of the regular season. Robinson out. Shaq makes them both. With Knight and Rice on him. Outside for Jaren Jackson's 3. He will take it without hesitation. Looking for Rice, who is trying to get inside of Ellie, and there's a San Antonio foul.
The players are frustrated right now because the game is being called so close. This is the most fouls I've seen in the playoffs all season long, Bob, since we started doing them. And the players are frustrated right now. They're used to getting away with more contact. Today, they are not.
So Ellie now has to sit down with 3 fouls, and Elliott comes back in. Bryant got it. There have been 32 fouls in 17 minutes of playing time in this first half. Now make it 33.
It's going to be on Travis Knight. That's number 4 for him.
I hope they brought extra whistles. The officials are going to wear these out.
He's played 4 minutes and he has 4 fouls. Duncan already at the free throw line here as they go into the penalty. And Travis Knight, that was just too obvious. He put both hands in his back and shoved Duncan off the block. He's not going to get away with that.
Doug, can you still play? These teams are going to have to call for volunteers.
You see the series numbers, Bob. More importantly, look at the free throw line yesterday, 19 of 23. And we've talked all along that if the Spurs have a weakness, it's in close games. Duncan and Robinson both under 70% free throw shooters. In the playoffs, that has not been the case. These guys have been making their free throws.
1 of 2 this time for Duncan, who has scored 13. Here's Tyronn Lue. Shaq misses the tip. Avery Johnson pushes it back. Spurs with numbers. Sean Elliott. San Antonio by 8 again. They have led by as many as 11. Looking to apply the coup de grace here in game 4. And Kobe Bryant, with an unforced error, kicks it out of bounds.
San Antonio, they love to run, and they run at you with 5 guys. The big guys both run the floor. Elliott gets the layup here. They lead 47-39. They're just trying to wear the Lakers down.
Lakers season and the final game ever for the Lakers at the Forum. A-list folks turn out. Andy Garcia, Diane Cannon, Eric LaSalle, Penny Marshall, who seems to be here most of the time, Jack Nicholson, a perennial, and the reaction from the crowd as they see him up on the big screen.
They've only made 11 field goals, the Spurs, but you see 22 free throws. That's really the difference in the game as they lead by 8.
Avery Johnson snaps it over to Sean Elliott. Elliott to Duncan. In a crowd, his jumper won't go. Malik Rose is on the offensive glass, and the reverse is there.
You gotta love this Malik Rose. This guy puts his heart and soul on the floor every time he plays. He's undersized, but he throws himself around inside, and he misses the, Duncan misses this shot. But look at Malik Rose. He just wants it a little worse than anybody else does, a little bit more. And he lays the ball in with his left hand. That's great play by Malik Rose off the bench.
Can't complete the three-point play. But it's the Spurs by 10. Underneath for nobody in particular. Laker turnover as Lou threw it away.
When that post is fronted, you've got to swing the ball and throw the ball into the post from the top. You can't make that pass. Tyronn Lue, though, did a magnificent job while he's in there. Fisher back.
Jackson looking for Duncan, who's guarded by Reed, spins right by him and is fouled, perhaps by Shaq, who came over late. Let's see who they call it on. It's on Reed, his third.
Watch the footwork, Tim Duncan. He fumbles the pass, and then he turns and spins. J.R. Reed's got to cut that baseline off because he's got help from the top from Glenn Rice. So he's got to put that guy and push him to the double team rather than to spin away from it.
They called that foul on Reed. It looked to me on the replay like it might have been Shaq. So it's a break for the Lakers, for Reed getting his third rather than Shaquille, who now has 2.
Well, Rick Fox is in, and remember, they went to a small lineup in game 2, and Rick Fox actually did a pretty good job against Duncan. He got low, he fronted him, made him work very hard, made it very difficult to just throw the ball in the post to him. So let's see right now if the San Antonio can counter that and get Duncan maybe off against Fox today.
Spurs on a 7-0 run have established their biggest lead. They're up 12. Malik Rose trying to contend with Shaq, and this time he can. Malik Rose is listed at 6'7". He's probably less than that, might be about 6'5 and a half. 250, big and rugged and tough, but at times overpowered by Shaq. Jaren Jackson left unattended.
See, I don't like that double team because when they go back off passer, you can't get back out off the double team, and it's the easiest pass for the guy to being double teamed to make. He can see that guy. He's right in front of him.
Spurs ahead by 13. Fisher given room. Now Jackson closes on him, and there's a foul. Make it a 3-second violation? Let's see. It is 3-second violation. Jackson to Duncan. Fox on him. Looks to spin baseline. and just muscles that shot up.
See, Fox can't handle him down there once he gets the ball. The only thing Rick Fox can do is make him work very hard and try not to let him catch it. Once he gets it, it's too late.
17 now for Duncan. Shaq just plows over Malik Rose. But Rose had not established position, and the foul is on San Antonio.
See, once Fox gets there, it's too late. He just does not have the size, and Duncan does not get in a hurry, takes his time, and once again spins away from the double team. The Lakers are not in sync right now where their help is coming from, and Duncan is getting away from it too easily.
The foul on Malik Rose was his 4th. So Purdue comes in for Rose. Shaq is 5 of 9 at the stripe.
The Lakers need a little surge here at the end of this half, Bob. They trail right now by 15, a little over 4 minutes to go. They need to get this game psychologically under double digits. They don't want to go in down 14 or 15 points in this kind of game.
Fox on Duncan. Up top for Purdue. Illegal defense is called.
Jack, he had Avery.
That's the 2nd violation against the Lakers and results in a free throw being taken. The honors go to Jaren Jackson. This is the 33rd free throw attempted in this game by San Antonio. In the entire game yesterday, they shot 33 free throws. The entire game. The playoff record for most free throw attempts in a game, they're almost halfway there with 3:53 left in the first half. St. Louis shot 70 against the Minneapolis Lakers in 1956. But then, of course, you all knew that. Here's Johnson. Rice the rebound. Fox, straight ahead 3. That's his first basket. San Antonio asked for time. They're up by 12 with 3:28 to play in the half, and you're watching the NBA on NBC. Here's a look at the brackets in the West. San Antonio having defeated Minnesota and on the verge of eliminating the Lakers. Utah barely got by Sacramento, while Portland was taking care of Phoenix in 3 straight. And now Portland, after an impressive performance yesterday, leads the Jazz 2-1. Game 4 will be in Portland. The winner of this series obviously gets the survivor of the Trailblazer Jazz series. We'll have a Western Conference game for you on Saturday. Of course, we don't know the matchups yet. Could be a Game 7. Could be Game 1 of the conference finals. You folks will figure it out by game time. It's even more important that we do, so we get on the right plane to the right place. That was Rick Fox's 3rd foul. Avery Johnson sent to the line. You know, you look at this Spurs team mentioned yesterday. There are only 2 players on the team drafted by the Spurs organization, the 2 most important players, Duncan and Robinson. But there are a lot of guys who could compare all of their travels around basketball. The Jaren Jacksons, the Avery Johnsons, the Mario Ellies, the guys who have been counted out and now are important contributors on a championship contender.
Well, they've had a lot of adversity. They've faced it, and they are hungry to win. And that's what the kind of guys you want to have on your team, Bob. Those guys who want to win, who've seen that kind of adversity.
Kobe Bryant is hit with the offensive foul, and he now has 3. It's the Spurs by 14. Duncan makes it 16, count the basket, and bring him to the line. Duncan with 19 points.
Well, the Lakers are in trouble when you get Duncan down here in this position. You see Duncan doesn't fight it. He keeps his hands up, takes his time, catches the ball, doesn't put it on the floor, says, I've got a mismatch, just finish, and he does.
Rick Fox has 4 fouls. Duncan now has 20 points. It's a 17-point lead. And this place is eerily quiet. Fox, before he can get it to O'Neal, naturally, there's another whistle. There has been no rhythm in this game at all because there have been so many fouls. As soon as some sort of flow is established, the whistle blows again. That's Purdue's 3rd.
See, to me, all the fouls help San Antonio. They have the deeper team, especially on the front line. You get the Laker guys in foul trouble like they are, and Shaquille O'Neal is really their only power player inside. They have to go deep to that bench. This favors San Antonio with all the fouls.
The 40th foul of the game. If you keep track of this sort of thing, we're on a pace to break the record for most fouls in a playoff game. Duncan tried to find Purdue. It's off his hands and a Spur turnover.
Had he waited just one more split second, he would have been able to find Will Purdue for a dunk. A little bit hurried on that pass.
Into Shaq. Purdue went for the steal, and Shaq was alone.
Well, when they swing the ball from side to side, that's the kind of position Shaq can get. We've seen that about 3 times in this game.
Jaren Jackson against Rice, looking for Duncan.
That's
and wouldn't you know it, a whistle.
Illegal defense on Shaq. You know, they always go with that proverbial, that was a ball fake, but it was not. Shaquille O'Neal off the basketball was going to come down and double team, and he got caught going too early.
That's the 3rd one against the Lakers. Coach, would you explain for the folks at home the basics of the illegal defense rule?
Well, when you're lifted on the weak side, Shaquille O'Neal can be at the free throw line on the weak side. The moment he breaks that plane and double teams before the ball gets to the man in the low post, that's going to be an illegal defense. So he got down there too soon. You cannot double team a man unless he has the ball.
Avery Johnson, Purdue screens, Johnson pops and misses. Here comes Derek Fisher. Shaq up high, Kobe. The fake, the drive, but not the basket. Duncan out to Avery Johnson. Jackson runs the floor and hits the layup. Jaren Jackson, who had 22 off the bench yesterday, has half that already. Rick Fox connects. Clock ticking down toward a minute to play until halftime. And the Spurs are up 14. Sean Elliott makes it 16.
Boy, great move that time. It looked like Rick Fox was going to take the charge, and he just sliced away from him. That was great body control by Elliott.
Fisher goes down. A San Antonio foul. Number 1 on Avery Johnson.
Bob, watch this now. As Elliott goes to the basket, he has Kobe beat, and you're going to see Rick Fox come over to take the charge. And look at him jump away from him. Stay away from the contact and use the glass. That's a nice play.
A guy behind us just yelled, and it was audible throughout much of the arena because the crowd is quiet now. Where's your pride, Lakers? Come on.
Right now, what the Lakers are running into is a Spurs team that is playing as well as they can play. And especially Tim Duncan. Once again, Robinson in foul trouble here, Bob, in this first half. He's not played much. Tim Duncan has 20. Remember, yesterday he had 24 in the first half.
Here's Avery Johnson turning the corner, throwing it up high off the glass, but no good. Kobe Bryant comes galloping back on the wing to Fisher. It spins out. It would have been a 2. It bounces back to Fisher.
Smart play there. Use the clock. Shot clock is turned off. Get the last shot. Get a score here. Going with something good to go into the locker room with.
Trying to cut it to 13 or 12 with a 3. Fisher in a crowd, misses, battling for the rebound, gets it back. Now it's Shaq. Did he beat the horn? It's irrelevant because the shot doesn't go down. But wait a second. It would not be in keeping with the tone of the first half if one more foul weren't called or something. Let's see. Dick Bavetta puts 0.4 of a second back on the clock, and the foul is on Will Perdue, his 4th.
Well, the Spurs are breathing a sigh of relief there, even though that's the 4th on Will Perdue. That could have been the 3rd on Duncan, and then he and Robinson would have both started the 3rd quarter with 3 fouls, something Popovich did not want to have happen.
This is the highest scoring half in the playoffs this year, combined points. 116 right now. Kobe Bryant trying to fly in, and with 0.4 of a second on the clock, pick up 2 quick points by following the miss, but couldn't quite do it. And the Lakers are hearing it from their fans as they head for the locker room behind Tim Duncan's 29 of their last 10 road games dating back to the end of the regular season. They are on a big-time roll.
Yeah, and if I'm Greg Popovich, I say in that halftime locker room, guys, put them away right now. 3rd quarter, let's get done with this series. Let's end it right now, and you can do it by squelching any momentum the Lakers might try to get here in this 3rd quarter. When we look at the trends, it's been the free throw line really that's been the difference. Look at San Antonio, 37 free throw to 20 for the Lakers, plus 15 points-wise. Their post-up, Shaq wanted Duncan. Well, they played him single coverage 11 times. He scored 20 points. And for the bench, finally some contribution, 19 today. And then Glenn Rice, only 4 points in 21 minutes.
Let's check with Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Doug, you must have been in that locker room because that's exactly what Greg Popovich told his team. Keep their composure. Try to put this team away right now. Now, in terms of the Lakers, it was all about defense. They got to pick up on the defense. They said that San Antonio had 50 possessions and only had 13 stops. Can't win it that way. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks. Another interesting number. In the course of scoring 20 points, Tim Duncan took only 7 official shots from the field. 6 of 7 from the field, 8 of 9 from the line. Glenn Rice leans in and connects as the 3rd quarter begins.
It's almost like Kurt Rambis said, look, Rice only 4 points. We need him. Let's go to him to get him started in this 3rd quarter. Quick post up.
Robinson answers.
David Robinson only played 11 minutes in the first half with foul problems. He has 7 points now. He should be very fresh here if he can stay out of foul trouble.
The turnaround by Rice. Can't make it 2 in a row. Duncan pitches the rebound out to Ellie. David Robinson, the smaller read on it. Out to Elliott. Now he has it back. Into the lane he goes. Ball slapped away and stolen. Here's Kobe. Ellie on Rice. Shaq has trouble with it. Outside to Kobe. Into the lane. Shaq. Crazy shot, and he puts it down. 17 for O'Neal. Avery Johnson finds Robinson. Shaq's got him. Poked the ball away off the leg of a San Antonio player, Robinson, and Laker ball.
Well, David is doing a nice job getting inside, but Bobby's exposing the ball. He's bringing it down to his waist. That's twice he's been stripped for turnovers. He's got to protect that ball when he drives into traffic.
In the lane, O'Neal. Little turnaround, won't go. The rebound to Robinson. And it's right through the legs of Duncan. Another San Antonio turnover. The Lakers, though, haven't been able to capitalize on much of this. Here's Rice. He was fouled. Could have been a three-point play. Avery Johnson's second.
Well, they had the mismatch that they wanted. Avery Johnson had to pick up Glenn Rice. He went right to the post. And the one thing you tell your players, don't foul jump shooters. Glenn Rice was fading away, and Avery Johnson hit him on the elbow.
Rice, 10-year veteran, three-time All-Star. Hits the first.
Glenn Rice really has had a pretty decent series. He has not shot the ball well, but yesterday what he did in that first half is he didn't have it going. It was only 1 for 7, but he was 8 for 8 from the foul line. So he used the foul line to get himself going. And remember, Bob, he came out and scored 7 quick points in that third quarter yesterday. Really got the crowd and his team back into the game.
After those two, he's 22 of 23 at the line in this series. It's a 10-point game. Tim Duncan out to Elliott. Duncan has it back with 5 to shoot. The rebound to O'Neal, and they can get the deficit down into single digits if they score here. Fisher does it.
There's got to be a timeout if you're Popovich. You can't like the way his team has come out to start this third quarter. The lead was 14. It's now down to 8, and the crowd once again is back into the ball game.
Lakers on a 6-0 run, showing some signs of life.
Well, we see the NBA Commissioner, David Stern, here watching the game today, and he's enjoying the Lakers making a little surge here in the third quarter to get back into this game. And they've really done it with some defense. They forced 3 turnovers. Glenn Rice, a quick post-up, gets a score. And Kobe gets a shot blocked, but Shaq with the offensive rebound and the circus shot. Derek Fisher with a little pull-up jump shot. So good offensive efficiency here by the Lakers. 3 of 5 in this quarter, 8-2 spurt. They're back in the game.
Following the timeout, Avery Johnson brings it out of the backcourt for San Antonio. Mario Ellie around the Duncan screen into the lane, but he's stripped of the ball. And here comes Rice to the front court. He loses it to Ellie, but it winds up in the hands of Reed. Shaq hits. He has 19. And here come the Lakers down by 6.
This is almost a carbon copy of yesterday's game. This is exactly the way the Lakers came out to start the third quarter in Game 3.
It's still San Antonio ball. Fisher knocked it out.
You're up 3-0 in the series, 14 in Game 4 at halftime. You know, your coach is trying to say, come on, let's put it away, and sometimes that message falls on deaf ear. Right now, the Lakers are the more aggressive team.
Mario Ellie out high, swings it to Johnson. Avery Johnson's jumper is short. Fisher has it. Ahead to Rice. Bryant, turnaround, gets the bounce. They're within 4. They're on a 10-0 run.
This is the pride that I talked about that the Lakers must play with today. All they have to think about is we got to get a Game 5.
Play is stopped at the other end as we take a look back.
The Lakers are in a good rhythm. No double team here, and Duncan does a pretty good job. He gets him off the block, but Shaq makes a nice shot, and then Kobe running the floor. He gets to that baseline, that spot he loves, and just elevates over Sean Elliott, the kind roll, and we got us a 4-point game.
Tim Duncan against J.R. Reed, backing into the paint for the hook. That little baby hook gives Tim Duncan 22 points. He's the game's high scorer. Bryant toying with Elliott, but missing the shot. Robinson claims the rebound.
I think Kobe made that harder than it was. He had so much space, he didn't have to do all that faking. Looks like he wanted to drive. That shot was there. Robinson. They swing it around the perimeter. Finally, it's Johnson. Avery Johnson with a big hoop. 14 points for him. Bob, now if you're Kurt Rambis and your team comes down and goes dry on this possession and San Antonio scores, I think you need a timeout to get that energy back.
J.R. Reed. Elliott has it. The ball went over the top, and they give it to San Antonio from the side. Early in the shot clock, I don't know, even if they give him some room, that you want an 18, 20-footer from J.R. Reed when you're trying to make a move here.
Not if it's not in rhythm, and that shot was not in rhythm. He caught it, thought about it, and then shot it.
Duncan slips inside. He's got 24, and San Antonio reestablishes a 10-point lead.
See, Kurt's got to be very careful here. San Antonio quiets the run and gets 3 straight scores.
Now Fisher loses it. Elliott ahead to Johnson. Avery Johnson driving on Kobe Bryant. A wild shot goes down, and there's a foul. Avery Johnson feeling it now with 16 points.
Well, San Antonio, anytime they've been challenged, they've come back with great offense. There's Duncan. Looks like he got fouled off the glass. And then the turnover, and Avery Johnson, Bobby described it so well. What a wonderful shot this is. He cuts across the lane. Now, remember, he is a lefty, but that's a flying shot off the glass and a 3-point play. And you know, I've always felt, Bob, in a playoff game especially, you get a 6-0 surge or something, you got to use your timeout. I think Kurt waited a couple possessions too long. It's now 11-0 surge, and that's what you have to stay away from.
Lakers got within 4, now down by 13.
Well, it's been a game of surges and spurts. The Lakers started out on a 12-2 run. Now the Spurs have made a 9-0 run. They've hit their last 4 shots, and your star players are momentum stoppers. Avery Johnson with the open jump shot. Tim Duncan actually had scored before that. Then he comes back with another one, and then the steal. And Avery Johnson, the great shot and the 3-point play. 9-0 run, and once again, the Spurs lead by 13. They've answered the challenge, Bob.
San Antonio's biggest lead was 17. The Lakers have never led. The pass for Rice, deflected out. Jack Nees had first said that the ball should go to San Antonio, but now he reverses himself after glancing at Dick Pavetta. So the Lakers put it back in. Shaq getting in deep. The little hook doesn't go. Duncan grabs the rebound, which is his 12th. Sean Elliott thought about a 3, snaps it inside to Robinson. Ball knocked away from him, and a foul. That's Shaq's 3rd.
Well, David Robinson wheeling in with that left hand. Again, Bobby brings that ball down below his waist, and that exposure where he can have that ball stripped away. Now, he got the foul that time, but in 2 previous possessions, he had turnovers. Got to keep that ball chinned and take it hard to the basket so you keep the little guys out of the game when you're posting.
To show you how things have changed for David Robinson this year, in 9 seasons in the league, he had scored in single digits only 14 times. This year, in 50 games, he was held to 9 or less 6 times. But it was working for San Antonio.
You know, Bob, and in fairness to him in this series, he is in foul trouble constantly as we see Shaq dunk, because he basically has said, I'll be the one to go after Shaq. And he's kept Duncan fresh. And Duncan's throwing up the offensive numbers, but it's been David and committee that have gone at Shaq.
Here's Duncan inside. He hits the basket, and Shaq may have fouled him on top of it.
Those are those fouls that you don't like to commit. Those are the touch fouls that lead to 3-point plays. And once again, see, Tim Duncan is fresh. He's being played here by a smaller player. They front him, they throw over the top. Shaq is late getting there, and the little touch foul. So that's 2 fouls now where Shaq has reached in on Robinson, and the touch foul there. They can't afford that.
As strong as he is, to offer just enough resistance to be called for the foul, but not enough to stop a player not nearly as strong as you from going up there, that's not the right approach.
Absolutely. If you're going to foul, you cannot give them the three-point play. You've got to make them go to the line and make 2 free throws.
4 fouls now on Shaq to compound the Laker problems, and they're down by 15 after closing to within 4, seemingly only moments ago. Shaquille just took that as if he were playing volleyball and spiked it.
You see, David Robinson actually tipped that ball, and it went up off the glass and backboard and rim, and then Shaq just hammered it in. What a play.
Avery Johnson beyond the arc, off the dribble, into the lane, floater, no good. Shaq grabs the rebound. Tyronn Lue pushes it up the floor all the way to the basket. Rick Fox has it. Here's Glenn Rice to the left hand. It drops home, and he'll come to the line. A breakneck pace the last few possessions.
Every time Tyronn Lue has come in the game, things have happened for the Lakers. He's given them energy. And Glenn Rice with a kind roll, the nice little spin in English that gets that ball in the basket. But watch this ball. David Robinson tips it. It actually goes off the rim. And Shaquille O'Neal with the great timing just powers it in.
It's a 10-point game with 4:23 to play in the third. Avery Johnson. Elliott quickly into Robinson, and the Admiral connects.
See, Shaq's in foul trouble now. I said, we're going to make Shaq play, so they're going into David Robinson.
Rice draws a crowd, gets it out to Lue, who misses. Shaq up in a crowd, and he was fouled.
Let's watch Shaquille O'Neal and David Robinson. These guys have quite a rivalry, and Shaq just gives him a little crack there in the back. David lets him know, I don't like that. A little bit reminiscent of yesterday with Robert Horry and David Robinson. That time the referees did not see it. Well, David, the next time down the floor, says, I want the basketball. Shaq, guard me. You got 4 fouls. I don't think you can do it. And he turns in there and scores. So that's the way you pay a guy back.
And how about that? The 2 free throws make it 82-72. Shaq with 25 and 10. Duncan. He just can't be stopped, it seems. He's got such a variety of moves in the post. O'Neal, his jumper won't go. Robinson takes it. Johnson inside to Duncan, running the floor. He will hurt you in so many ways.
He runs the floor every possession, whether he gets the ball or not. I talked to Jerry West before the game, and he says, Doug, the amazing thing about Duncan, he doesn't beat you with great speed. He's a relentless runner. And if he gets it 1 out of every 4 or 5 times, he's going to hurt you.
You know, Bill Russell said that in the article that Frank DeFord wrote about Russell in Sports Illustrated a couple of weeks ago. He said, I ran the floor on every break, even though I knew I wouldn't get it most of the time. I ran it to make my team succeed.
Well, here's Tim Duncan being guarded by a smaller player. Everybody's in foul trouble for the Lakers. And then again, he runs the floor. Watch Tim Duncan. He's back there with everybody. You see Kobe Bryant running. Nobody puts a body on him. What, he's going to put his hand up like a wide receiver, throw me the basketball, great hands. He lays the ball in the basket. And Bob, as I said a while ago, your star players are momentum stoppers. The Michael Jordans, the great players of this game. When a team would go on a run and have you on your heels, you would go to that star, and he would stem the tide and get you a basket. That's what we've seen from Duncan here twice as the Lakers have made runs today.
With the Lakers trying to hold off the seemingly inevitable, they are faced with a San Antonio team that is now shooting 63% in the game, 9 of 12 in this third quarter. You're not going to beat many teams when they do that to you.
Well, I think we're seeing San Antonio playing at the top of their game, and everybody's involved. It's Duncan, it's Robinson, it's Avery Johnson, Jaren Jackson shooting the ball, so they're all involved today.
Here's Tyronn Lue finding Rick Fox for 3. Shaq trying to keep it alive. The slam and the foul.
That's illegal. To be that strong, I mean, he knocked David Robinson off of him and finished on that play as if David Robinson's a little man. Shaq just wanted this basketball. He was not going to be denied. The ball goes up. Look at this powerful rebound. He actually tips the ball to himself. And he says, get out of the way, David Robinson. This is Shaquille O'Neal, the power and grace of this man. And they need this in the fourth quarter from him also. Not just in the first three, but in the fourth.
Kobe hustling after the rebound on the miss. Now Fox hands to Shaq for another slam. He's got 29, 14 in this period. Robinson after his fourth foul, now on the bench.
See if they go back to Tim Duncan. He's been the answer. Anytime that they've needed a hoop, Duncan has provided it.
And a San Antonio turnover, even if the Spurs sweep the Lakers, and it looks easy in the record books. For Robinson and Duncan and everybody else who's tried to contend with Shaq, they'll be glad to be rid of him. Kobe Bryant sticks the jumper. I mean, it is so bruising. It takes so much out of you to go head-to-head with him, even with a committee trying to handle that task. A whistle before Duncan can get it inside. Sean Elliott hit with the offensive foul. And that's his first.
He tried to set the back screen to free up Duncan going to the basket, but he moved on the screen. Actually, Duncan went a little bit too soon, and he was the one that created the foul on Elliott.
Long one from Lou. Tyronn Lue is off the mark.
See, Tim Duncan saying right now, get the ball down and get it to me. I've got Rick Fox on me. If I don't score, I'll create a shot for someone else.
2 minutes to play in the third. Sean Elliott into the lane, finds Will Perdue, who can't finish it. The Lakers trail by only 8. Shaq is fouled by Perdue. That's his 5th.
The Lakers are trying so hard to get back into this game. Rick Fox with a nice penetration. Will Perdue helps as he's supposed to. Weak side rotation, not there. Shaq with a dunk, and then Kobe Bryant. Watch the elevation over Duncan. That's a tough shot, that little medium-range jump shot, and Kobe shoots it so well.
Shaq has hit 10 of 18 at the line in this game. Next Saturday, NBA Inside Stuff. Ahmad and Summer Sanders will discuss the playoffs. Ahmad, what can you tell us about that show?
Well, I can tell you a lot about the show, but I really don't have enough time here. You have to watch next Saturday. Be right in tune, and we will be on top of whatever it is we'll be talking about, because we are Inside Stuff. Bob?
Well said, Ahmad. Whetting our appetite for next week's installment. 1 of 2 at the line for Shaq. Here's Avery Johnson. Stutter stepping into the paint for the jumper. Way off. Lakers trail by 7. Rick Fox, head fake, floater. Can't cut it to 5. Duncan out of the pack with the ball. Over and back violation as he flipped it behind him to Avery Johnson.
Well, he was distracted. The Lakers were running in behind him, and he felt the heat, and he picked it up. And he looked like he was going to walk with the ball, but watch the Lakers run in behind here. It's actually Fox, and he fumbles it, and then he throws the ball into the back court.
Lakers on a 7-0 run and down by 7. Rick Fox splits the defense and scores.
So now what they're doing here is they're saying, we're going to make Rick Fox isolate on Duncan. Duncan's going to have to play him on the perimeter.
Jaren Jackson goes low to Duncan. He draws a triple team and loses the ball. With 38.4 on the third quarter clock, Nicholson approves. Magic looks pensive. Popovich and Rambis exhort their teams. Tyronn Lue throws it up there for Shaq, but it's over his head. Bryant is there to recover. And a whistle. Number 1 on Jaren Jackson. Bryant to the free throw line.
See, Rick Fox has Duncan isolated outside, and so he said, I'm going to use my quickness. You're wearing me out inside on the post. You got to guard me out here. So now going small here, they've been able to use it to their advantage as Rick Fox has given them some points here. You see 7, and that time a nice drive against Duncan.
Kobe, an 84% free throw shooter for the season, has had some big misses in this series.
You see the points by Kobe Bryant, but the turnovers, 16. You know, Bob, I remember I played for Coach Hank Iba in the Olympics, and I used to go 100 miles an hour. I didn't have the kind of talent that Kobe Bryant did. And he pulled me over to the side and he said, young man, the essence of this game is deception. And when Kobe learns that, he will be unstoppable. Right now, sometimes he goes so fast, even he can't control his moves.
But what moves they are.
They are.
Just when you're ready to shake your head in disgust at some of his decisions, he does something that's just so miraculous that it reminds you of the abundance of talent he possesses. Last 20 seconds of the third quarter. A third quarter that has seen the Lakers, in fits and starts, get back into the game. Here's Sean Elliott, baseline. Shaq comes over to bother the shot.
Offensive foul on Sean Elliott. He raked off with the left arm as he went up. Shaq challenged the shot, and he brings that left arm out, and he gets the foul.
Instead of Shaq's 5th, it's Elliott's 2nd. 7 seconds to cut into the lead. Tyronn Lue. Trouble with the dribble. 2 seconds. Lue beats the horn. Got it! LA on a 12-0 run in the last 3:11 of the third.
Tyronn Lue, great composure. He beats Duncan with a crossover dribble. The big man, first team all defense behind him. The concentration, the shot goes, and a great momentum builder here for the Lakers as they're fighting to stay alive. Lue off the bench, tremendous energy, but more important, great production.
2-point game to the fourth. Back after these messages from your local station. You're watching the NBA on NBC. Toward the end of the second quarter, this place was like a tomb. But they're alive now. Well, it's never happened before in the NBA playoffs. A team down 0-3. Coming back to win the series. That's what the Lakers face. But for pride's sake, and if in fact this is the last NBA game ever at the Forum, they'd like to go out with a victory here. San Antonio has led by as many as 17. They're up by only 2 now. Jerome Kersey making his first appearance. The veteran swings it to Johnson. Now Jackson, Jaren Jackson in the clutch.
Same thing yesterday. He came through with the big shots when they needed them. Big three-pointer there to sort of quiet this crowd down a little bit. A 5-point lead now for the Spurs.
Fourth quarter begins with Shaq on the bench. Tyronn Lue has it taken away by Avery Johnson, who pushes it back the other way. Jerome Kersey on the run. Count it, plus the foul. The fourth quarter does not begin promisingly for the Forum fans.
We've talked about the bench so much in this Spurs series here with the Lakers, and again, it's the bench. Jaren Jackson with the big 3 out of the double team, the great ball movement. Then the turnover, Avery Johnson and Jerome Kersey. Now, when this guy played for Portland early in his career, this guy could really run and jump and fill the break. That was his game. And a big play there, and a 3-point play opportunity for Kersey.
After Fox's 5th foul, Shaq reappears. Rambis would have preferred to rest him a bit longer, but he's got to rush him back in. Suddenly, it's an 8-point lead. Following the 3-point play by Kersey. Tyronn Lue. Travis Knight. Way off. But it's tapped out to Rice for 3. Kersey claims it. David Robinson. Avery Johnson left alone. Travis Knight will take the rebound. Lue pegs it ahead for Rice and way over his head.
Now, Lou's got to be very careful not to let this crowd get him too excited. You see Shaq go over and give him a little bump there and say, hey, look, calm yourself down. Magic Johnson saying the same thing, but you want to make sure this energy is used in good situations. That's 2 turnovers in a row.
Tim Duncan. Cross court to Avery Johnson, 5 on the shot clock. Here's Robinson, the turnaround on Shaq.
Bob, how quickly would it go from a 2-point game to a 10-point game? 8 quick points here in about a minute and a half.
Kobe Bryant, Duncan takes him on a switch. Travis Knight in a crowd, shoved back in his face by Robinson. And then as Knight tries to get it back from Kersey, he commits the foul, which is his 5th.
David Robinson hadn't got many of these opportunities. It's been Duncan in the low block, but he's come through in big stretches. This one right at the end of the shot clock to give his team a 10-point lead.
Avery Johnson back to Robinson, who misses from 20. Kobe out to Rice, poked away, recovered by Shaq. Still 8 seconds on the shot clock. They don't have to force anything. Travis Knight had it knocked away by Robinson.
It's a foul on Travis Knight.
And
that's
he's fouled out.
Loose ball foul. And again, Travis Knight on 2 straight possessions has gotten himself in trouble. Goes in the lane, turnover, turns it over here, compounds it with a foul.
Knight is done, but we'll be back.
The NBA playoffs continue on it.
Well, we see Magic Johnson here. He's looking in the huddle saying, you got to think. And what he's talking about, 6 possessions here, 4 turnovers, 2 by Lou, 2 by Knight. They only get 2 shots at the basket. So after a 12-0 spurt in the 3rd quarter to get to within 2, it's now the Spurs. Jaren Jackson with a 3. Jerome Kersey with the 3-point play. David Robinson with the post-up. And the lead once again. First 5 possession goes from 2 to 10. It's been that game of surges that we've seen throughout this series, and the Spurs have dominated in the 4th quarter.
It's Jaren Jackson with it against the defensive Kobe Bryant. Into Duncan. Around the perimeter to Kersey for the jumper. Jerome Kersey. Meanwhile, in this foul-marred game, Travis Knight just set a dubious NBA playoff record. Fewest minutes played before fouling out. Speaking of fouls, there's another whistle. Knight picked up 6 fouls in 6 minutes. That's the record for fastest foul out in playoff history.
Well, when he first came in the game, I said, this is a guy who they're going to blow the whistle. He's going to commit fouls. I didn't think it was going to happen this quickly. And you can see the young man is frustrated. He wanted to help his team, and the fouls did not help.
Long one by Rick Fox is off the back iron. Jaren Jackson takes it. Jackson accelerating to the front court. And Terry Durham says, hold on, he's spotted a foul.
You know, Bob, we talked about the Spurs bench in our open and how it's been a different guy each game. You know, game 1 will produce 6 points, 9 rebounds, and Malik Rose 13 and 5. Game 3, it was Jaren Jackson. You see the bench today, Jackson with 14. But in this quarter, Jerome Kersey, a quick 5 points. It's been somebody each game.
Foul a moment ago on Glenn Rice, his 2nd. Here's Avery Johnson slipping by Lou, finding Jackson out of the corner, and the 3 won't drop. Kobe Bryant around Kersey, runs into Duncan, takes it up on him anyway. It spills off, no good. And a foul in the lane, which comes with 8:38. It's on Kersey, 8:38 remaining. It's Jerome's 2nd. Spurs up by a dozen.
The criticism of the Lakers have been, come 4th quarter, they don't have a purpose to what they're doing. They get quick shots. They don't know where they're coming from. A lot of that has to do with it's hard to go to Shaq late in the game because of his fouls.
The Lakers lose it. San Antonio back. Johnson running their break. Jackson eyes a 3 and hits it.
That will take the air out of a team real quickly. Did you feel the Forum crowd when that shot went in? The heads are hung as they walk back to the bench. Bob, look at the body language. They got to fight through this. There's still over 8 minutes to go in this game.
But maybe just 8 minutes and 19 seconds left in their strange season.
You got to trust. You got to trust your teammate, Jaren Jackson. Once again, this is his 17th point of the game. A big shot. The Spurs by 15. How quickly this game has turned once again into their favor.
Yeah, Magic, we know how you feel. Doctor is in, but does Dr. Jerry Buss have the prescription for the Lakers for next year?
Well, Bob, we've talked about it during the course of the game all season long, the tough position that Kurt Rambis has been put in. This is one of the most popular players, Mr. Blue Collar of all those Showtime Los Angeles teams, put in a situation where he's trying to learn how to coach in one of the most high-pressured situations, glamour team, great expectations. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with this Laker team as this summer comes about.
Do you think that Buss and the Lakers, in consultation with Magic Johnson and Jerry West, need to go for a high-priced established coach as Rick Fox hits the baseline jumper?
Well, if Kurt Rambis is not going to be here, if they make the decision that he won't be here, they have to bring in somebody, regardless of how much it costs, that's going to get the respect of these players immediately, put demands of excellence and commitment on them, and make them play the right way all the time.
Robinson thought about a 20-footer, instead gives it up to Avery Johnson. Laker defensive rotations, not what they should be.
Well, when you get double teams, somebody's going to be open.
Kobe Bryant missed. Over the glass, San Antonio ball.
See, what happens with the Lakers, this is where they get themselves in trouble, Bob. We've talked about all the time. When the worst side of them comes out, it's when they don't trust each other and they try to do things on their own. And that's what you're seeing right now. The minute the Spurs hit them with a spurt, they all said, we got to get it back on our own. That's not the way this game works.
Tim Duncan commits the foul, trying to follow his own shot. The loose ball foul is Duncan's fourth. 101 to 86, 7:09 remaining.
And see, Kobe is out of the game right now. So, you know, you got to give Kurt Rambis some credit. He didn't like the shot selection, so he takes Kobe out of the game. He is willing to do that. The question is, are the Lakers willing to learn from those shots and say, you know what, we're going to stop doing that? And we have not seen that in critical times from this team.
Tyronn Lue into a crowd. Shaq covers up for him by retrieving it and hitting the little hook. He's got 32. This is his biggest game of this series. Here's Tim Duncan and Jaren Jackson. Not this time. Lue has it. Fox racing out with him. Rick Fox off the glass. 11 for Fox and an 11-point game. Still more than enough time for the Lakers to get back in it. Avery Johnson carried the ball, and on the turnover, the Lakers will have a chance to again reduce the deficit into single digits. Robinson on Shaq. Jackson there trying to help. Outside to Rice for three. Robinson takes it. That could have cut it to 8. Jaren Jackson pops into that corner. His pass is knocked away by Robert Horry and out of bounds. He almost pitches a tent over there, Jaren Jackson.
Well, they run that little break where they get him to that strong side corner. If he doesn't have the shot, he can throw that ball right in the post to Duncan quickly. It's a lot what Utah does with Karl Malone.
Timeout, San Antonio. Their coach, Greg Popovich, has something of a California connection. He was the head coach at Little Pomona Pitzer College, which is in Claremont. Popovich is an Air Force man, did a 5-year military hitch, took his degree in Soviet studies, was an assistant coach at Air Force for a while, later a volunteer assistant for Larry Brown at Kansas, followed Brown to San Antonio in the NBA, assisted him and later assisted Bob Hill with the Spurs, off to Golden State on Don Nelson's staff, and eventually back to San Antonio and becomes the head coach. You think he can't relate to guys like Mario Elie and Avery Johnson and Jaren Jackson, who have been knocked around, waived, released, in effect told they can't make it in this league?
Well, he's a great story because he's a guy who stayed after it, and he said, you know what, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get where I want to be. And Greg Popovich is a great story in this league, and he's done a wonderful job with his team, especially when they were 6-8 to start this season, and everybody wanted him out of there. They wanted to trade the team. They wanted to make all these different decisions, and they just stayed pat, and look where it's gotten them.
He's their general manager as well as their coach. Ball loose in the lane, picked up by Lou, and Lou is hammered by Jackson for a San Antonio foul.
I think the fall was worse than the foul here. Tyronn Lue sort of trying to look like it was harder than it was, maybe get a flagrant, but the referees would not go for that. Jaren Jackson did foul him, but that's a good call that he didn't get a flagrant there.
Here's Tyronn Lue into the lane, into a thicket of defenders. Still Laker ball.
This little guy's fearless. He takes the ball to the basket every time he gets an opportunity.
Listed at an even 6 feet. Looks like he might be less than that, and 175, but like you say, without fear.
David Robinson, Tim Duncan got shaken up a little bit on that play, and Dick Bavetta did a smart thing. He brought the ball boy out and he said, just clean up the floor a little bit here, gave him an opportunity to catch his breath. That's good officiating.
Rice into Fox. Now Shaq, turnaround, rattles out. Tim Duncan with Ori on him. Nice pass to Johnson. Finds Kersey head of the key. Jerome Kersey didn't play in the first half, contributing big time here in the second. Lue off. And Kersey takes the rebound. Tyronn Lue, after not playing in the first 3 games of this series, has logged 24 minutes today, 10 points, 4 assists. Around the perimeter, Kersey again. Not this time. Fox has it, but only 4 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock, and the Lakers trail by 13. Shaq can't cut into it. Off Jackson's hands, chased down by Fox. O'Neal again against 3 defenders, doesn't get the roll, but does get the call. Tonight on Dateline NBC, how far would you go on a dare? On one game show, contestants risk it all. Then, the Jesse Ventura story. He went from Navy SEAL to pro wrestler to governor of Minnesota. Is that a Merchant Ivory film, by the way, the Jesse Ventura story? It's tonight on NBC.
Well, Bob, the Lakers right now have got to get some defensive stops. They got to put a run together here as they trail by 12. Shaq's trying to cut it to 11. Misses the free throw, but he cannot trade baskets right now. So they're going to have to play a flawless last 4 minutes if they want to send this game or this series back to San Antonio for a game 5.
Jerome Kersey. Jackson from his favorite spot. A whistle on the rebound. Loose ball foul. Tim Duncan's 5th.
Now, if you're Greg Popovich, the one thing you don't want to have happen is be fouling to stop the clock, because that gives them an opportunity now to come down, shoot the free throws, get your defense set. The clock stops. You don't use any time. And Tim Duncan says, I didn't do anything.
Duncan to the bench for the moment. Jaren Jackson missed that last 3-point attempt with a hand in his face and falling out of bounds, but still San Antonio has hit 6 of 10 from 3. The Lakers, 1 of 11.
Well, the big difference is when the Lakers are double teaming, they're double teaming with a smaller player, and they're able to swing the ball on the perimeter of the Spurs and get jump shots. The Spurs are doubling big and sort of staying at home at the perimeter, so they have not allowed the perimeter shooters to get free.
Coming down to 3.5 minutes to play. Jerome Kersey off the glass.
What is that, 9 points in the quarter for Kersey?
Exactly. Timeout Lakers. They trail by 12, 105-93.
Jerome Kersey helping the San Antonio Spurs finish off the Los Angeles Lakers. A tough shot off the glass, his 9th point of the 4th quarter. The Spurs with a commanding 12-point lead, and he's given them a big lift here as the Lakers had cut it to 2 at the end of the 3, but a great run to start the 4th quarter has put the Spurs back in command once again.
How far away are you from using?
As they appear ready to do, in Los Angeles, thoughts will turn to next season and what has to be done in the meantime. If, for the sake of argument, Jeff Van Gundy has saved his job, and it's a cruel business, you hate to talk this way about people you admire like Van Gundy and Rambis, but this is the reality of it. Each of them had to do something in the playoffs, was the common belief, to save their jobs. Perhaps Van Gundy, on the verge of advancing to the conference final, has done enough. Would that leave Phil Jackson eyeing the Lakers, if in fact he's eyeing any team? Rick Fox on the bank.
Well, remember a couple weeks ago we had Jim Gray interview Jerry West, and Jerry West had made a comment. Remember, Phil Jackson had said during his when his batter was retired in Chicago, he had talked about the way the Lakers handled Dennis Rodman. Remember what Jerry West had said? He said, well, maybe Phil Jackson doesn't think we know how to do our business here, so we'll have to see what happens with that. But obviously, if they do something with Rambis, there's no question that the best coach out there is Phil Jackson. What happens, we don't know.
Offensive foul on Jerome Kersey. Lakers down 10. Fox faked the 3, took it into the lane, and hit the 2. They're within 8. You know, when people talk about Phil Jackson, you know what's the team that everyone's forgetting because they're off the radar screen and not in the playoffs? The New Jersey Nets, looking for a coach, and with the willingness to spend the money for someone like Jackson and the credibility he'd immediately bring. And there's talent on that roster. Timeout taken with 2:29 left, and the Lakers still within striking distance.
Do you know me?
2.5 minutes to stage a comeback and prolong a season. Shaquille O'Neal has scored 33 today. He also has 13 rebounds. It may not be enough. Without Rick Fox, where would the Lakers be in this 4th quarter? Rice getting in there to break it up. San Antonio still looking to put it in. Duncan brings the dribble out of the backcourt. Jaren Jackson puts the Lakers away.
Apropos, he did it yesterday. He follows it up today, and you see Magic Johnson. He's been around enough to know that was it. That was the shot to finish the Lakers off in this series.
Rick Fox. Shaquille. He will come to the free throw line. If it ends here for Shaquille O'Neal, these figures are worth noting. He's in his 7th year in the league, and he hasn't won an NBA title. Well, you could say the same thing of Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain, but the difference is that they were always close. They were pushing Russell's Celtics to the 7th game, it seemed, every year and having their hearts broken. When Shaq's teams, be they the Magic or the Lakers, have left, they've gone out with a whimper. Look how it's ended. In one case, in '95, it was the NBA Finals against Hakeem and the Rockets. But nonetheless, in the closing series now of his career, assuming they lose this game, Shaquille O'Neal's teams will be 1-23.
Well, I think it's going to be vital in this offseason that if the Lakers are ever going to reach their potential, Kobe and Shaq, Glenn Rice, we're all going to be here. They've got to sit down and they've got to come away with as we see Fox with a layup. They've got to get some sense of that they need each other all the time. And when they do, Bob, they play well.
Back to within 8. David Robinson fouled out, fouling Shaq. The Admiral had 12.7 rebounds. Shaq has 34 points. 108 to 100. Duncan in traffic and fouled. Kobe Bryant's 4th.
See, Bob, one of the things I think the Lakers face is they're the kind of team that we talked about, that Shaquille O'Neal is the most dominant player in the game over 3 quarters. In the 4th quarter, with his inability to make free throws, they have to run different patterns offensively. It's been Kobe, it's been Glenn Rice. Can Shaquille accept that? Can those guys become go-to guys where Shaquille then can dominate the game with his defense and his rebounding in the 4th quarter, and those other guys be the key to the offense? I think that's a major question about where this team is going to go come next season.
How about this line for Tim Duncan, despite that last miss? 32 points, 11 of 14 from the field, 10 of 12 from the line. Fox for 3. He's had a hot 4th quarter, but that one wouldn't go for him. Last minute and a half. And Sean Elliott is fouled by Kobe Bryant. If this is the end of the Forum as a site for NBA basketball, think about the history that has unfolded here. In the last 3 decades, it was here that Bill Russell won the last of his 11 championships in 1969. They upset the Lakers in Game 7. It was here that Jerry West hit the shot from beyond half court against the Knicks in 1970. The 72 Lakers with the record 33 straight wins, and Wilt and Weston Company winning the title in 5 games that year over the Knicks in 72. It was here that the Showtime Lakers won 5 championships in the 1980s. But apparently, it will end not in the fashion that it usually did for Magic's teams, but with a sweep, and the Lakers on the wrong end of it. Kobe Bryant hits a 3 that brings them to within 7 at 110 to 103 with 122 left.
Yeah, but the delay of game here, Rick Fox stepped out of bounds to prevent Tim Duncan from throwing the ball in. So the first one is just a warning. The second one is a technical.
I can move, right?
Jackson into Duncan. Fox looking to poke it away. Instead, hit with a foul that will end his game. That's 6 on him. He scored 17 points in 27 minutes off the bench. And he receives an appreciative ovation. Duncan stuck on 32 points. Rick Fox can't bear to watch. .33, one fewer than Shaquille O'Neal, who's the game's high scorer. Tyronn Lue pumps a 3. Duncan takes the rebound. Malik Rose got back. And the Lakers ask for time, trailing by 10 with 1:10 remaining. And we're back after these messages and a word from your local station. San Antonio has 3 timeouts remaining. The Lakers have but 1.
Bob, when you look at this 4th quarter, it's interesting. San Antonio's outscored the Lakers 27-19. Tim Duncan has only 2 points. Kersey and Jackson have combined for 18 in this quarter. That talks about what their bench has meant to them in this series, and this, especially in this 4th quarter, to finish this game off. Duncan only 2.
Glenn Rice to throw it in. Avery Johnson on Tyronn Lue. Clock ticking down toward a minute. Lue turns the corner, lobs it inside to Shaq, and Shaq now with 36 points. The Lakers have no choice but to foul. And Kobe Bryant's game and in all likelihood season is over. Number 6. He had 16 today.
Well, another learning experience for Kobe Bryant. You know, Bob, there's no question the talent that this young man has, and there's also no question of his competitiveness, the confidence, the belief that he has in himself. And he's a young guy you don't have to worry about. He's going to come back strong next year because he believes in himself, and he believes that every time he touches the ball, something good's going to happen.
Kobe shot 7 for 16 and scored 16. That was the 50th foul shot taken today by San Antonio. Fisher guns a 3 and misses it. Another Laker foul. They trail by 10. 46.5 on the clock.
You can see right there, if the Spurs go on and meet the Blazers in the conference finals, the Spurs won that series 3-1. Portland playing great basketball. And right now tonight they play game 4 in that series, Bob, against Utah. And Utah is in trouble right now against Portland. They're playing their 3rd game in 4 nights. And the Spurs also won that series. Remember, when the Spurs finished strong, they had 2 great wins on a Saturday and a Sunday back-to-back against Portland and Utah, then went in and won at Portland when they were really on that surge to finish out this season to get the best record in the NBA.
Lue hurries to the front court. It's a foregone conclusion now, though. Fisher with the offensive rebound. Robert Horry back to Fisher for 3. And a whistle on the rebound.
So if I'm Popovich, I get Tim Duncan out of there right now. This guy has had a magnificent series. I think you're going to see that Gerard King is coming in for Tim Duncan. And Tim Duncan was absolutely sensational in this series. Bobby scored when they needed him to score. He passed the ball out of double teams. And David Robinson there, the guy who gave him a big hug, gave him the opportunity to have the energy to score these kind of points, because David and Will Perdue and Malik Rose and the rest of his teammates took Shaq's pounding so that Tim Duncan could dominate this game.
Malik Rose at the line as we play out the string. Last half minute. You know, this is Hollywood, where the television industry resides, and there's often talk of the May sweeps. But unfortunately, it's becoming an annual event for their Lakers, being swept out of the playoffs in May.
Well, you know, it's interesting to me, Bob, all the close series that we had and the competitive series that we had in round 1, how in round 2 they've been so lopsided. I expected some closer series.
Tyronn Lue puts 2 more points next to his name in the scorebook. 118 to 107. In this year's NBA, this is a very high-scoring game with both teams in triple digits. Last few seconds. Glenn Rice. San Antonio sweeps and moves on against either Portland or Utah. What does the future hold for the Lakers and for Kurt Rambis? The immediate future for Popovich and his Spurs, either the Trailblazers or the Jazz. And we go to Ahmad, who's with Tim Duncan.
All right, I'm here with the Big Easy. Now, it was obvious. Before this game, a lot of people talking about what was wrong with the Lakers. But being around you guys before the game, I can tell that you guys are all about the Spurs and closing this game out, not worried about the Lakers.
Yeah, we came out here, we were really focused. We knew we wanted to end it here and not go all the way back to SA and have to play another game. It was great. We came out, played attention all the way through, and then finished the game.
Each game, somebody off your bench came up big. Jaren Jackson, Jerome Kersey. Every single game, somebody
Yeah, we need that from everybody. We had some great contribution from like Will Perdue and Malik Rose off the bench coming in and guarding the big guy. And then Jaren Jackson came in and hit some big shots for us.
Now, who was it you wanted to give a shout out to?
Virgin Islands, everybody in the VI.
Okay, good. You've done that. Let's go back to Bob.
Ahmad, thanks. An unfunny thing happened to Shaq and the Lakers on their way out of the Forum. Last Laker game in this building. They're swept out of the playoffs. The final in Game 4, San Antonio 118, the Lakers 107. For those of you in the Eastern and Central time zones, we'll take you directly to NBC's Dateline. For those of you in the Mountain and Western time zones, stay tuned for local programming. For Doug Collins and Ahmad Rashad, I'm Bob Costas. So long from Los Angeles. This has been the NBA on NBC.